Triple clap. How we doing, team? Don't be afraid of the nefarious skies in the background as we head into winter in Australia, as USA heads into summer. Bipolar, so to speak. But tonight I'm here with lovely Lauren, who I've captured inside this white vessel without being racist.
Like I dream of Jeannie, you know.
I used to think she was hot, and I think I still do.
Yeah, she was great.
She'd need more Botox than a bowling ball these days, but today's going to be a special one, team, in some ways, because what it is, it's almost a wrap-up as we're getting ready for 10,000 subscribers, to basically show a little bit of a video in a moment and just explain to you that even though the quitters tend to quit at Kapooka, which works out good for them maybe in the long run, like the soldier that cops an arrow in the neck before a campaign in Rome that goes for 3 years, where he goes through countless battles watching his friends die, only to eventually be hit in the skull by some kinetic weapon system, or the butt of a handle, or maybe his own buddies that decimate him on commands of his own centurion. There's those that make it through training. There's those that turn up unprepared to Kapooka, but just make it through. And then they get to Singleton, not ready, but just make it through with their Skippy Badge, then have a horrible, slow 4-year demise because either they don't fit in physically, work level, capability, psychology, and warrior spirit mentality and friendship and mateship. So we're going to talk about a bit of that today, because every single platoon mysteriously gets issued one of these guys. Now, I'll put the video on in a minute. What I've put there is a standard British soldier who's fireman carrying his buddy, but that is a metaphor for the guy that's always allergic to his job, that gets carried through his entire career, that is always Munchausen by PT, unable to do it, who is reluctant to do anything going outfield, is a hypochondriac with anything that goes wrong to him, which is where could be cancer comes in. He becomes a net liability. And I'll also explain that this is not just about military. This is in all business. It's the squeaky wheel. It can be on a work site. The guy that always carries half amount of scaffolding. The person that is the whinger, the person that names names. There's always one. I don't know how it happens, but there's always one. And we know that guy. I don't name names. You can name names down there for who the person is in your work area, but only put their first name so we don't know their last, their surname. Well, that sounds misogynistic already. But before we do that, Lauren, do you want to go through some introductions before we go into tonight's subject?
Yeah, sure. Okay, we've got, well, chat was pretty rough from the get-go, but we had a lot of fun in the pre-stream chat this morning. We had all the usual. We had Jay Hayes was here. Billy McGowan was here pretty early. Rob Kent, the lurker, as usual, lurking before the stream. Jane Magnifico was here really quite early today. Keely Boyd, of course, is a great supporter of both yours and my channel. Ibrahim is here. We got Joshua Fawns is here. A Ruthie, Kemp Thorne, and JP is here.
Can I just do a quick left-handed salute for Ruthie?
Yeah, sure.
Wide fingers, splayed, down, 1, 2, which is not the military timing either. But I'm not in the army anymore, and I don't like calling people sir unless it's by choice. Sorry.
You're all right. That's great. Leo is here.
The wanker for life.
For life, yeah.
Hashtag me too.
Yeah, exactly. Carl P is here. Roger Ramjet, it's nice to see you at a stream.
Nice chin, Roger.
Yeah, he's our man.
Hero of the nation.
Of course, we've got Dave D. Nicole King is here. Dylan Lambo Lamb is here. Ryanopoulos is here.
Greek ruins.
Yeah, Brady's here.
Brady.
Yeah, Fugly's here.
Yes, he
and
is.
The whole crew is here.
All the normal retrobates are here. It's fantastic, and it's been great seeing at 9:30 daily. You know, everyone that goes in to see two opinions of the same subject, meaning Lauren, Tasmanian, And now I think everyone's got the image of 300 wholesome women that have survived on carrots and mead, giving brown eyes to the governor. For all those like Keeley that were there this morning, remember what we were talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Rob said he's been thinking about 300 ladies bare bottoms all day.
Yeah, I'm not a sailor. I'll take the front of the body over the back any day.
Yeah.
The anterior.
Yeah.
Mr.
Exactly.
P, how you going, sir? So we've got the wisdom here too. We've got Mr. Ibrahim here.
Apparently you're a bit quiet.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I tell you what, people didn't say that very often in my career.
Yeah, it's JP asking you to be louder.
JP, why? When you've got a sniper telling you to get louder, that's not bad. I hope we get compromised and get taken out by a clearing patrol.
Didn't even understand anything you just said.
It's all the lingo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna whack something up on here now. I'm gonna get rid of that slide for a second, and we're gonna work onto a second one we worked on. Tully is a force denominator within itself. We talk about it all the time because it's as bad as it gets when you're in domestic, and I don't mean violence. Bam. This is the look on someone's face, the take a knee, the giving up, etc. that you're going to see by that one guy. And sometimes we even play jokes in the battalion of letting someone know we're going to Tully even when we're not, to watch them panic and already start writing out a chit. What's a chit? In the army, you're going to laugh at this, Dave. So will Daz. Yeah, Rob. There's a thing called a chit monster. A chit monster is the guy or gal that always has a sick, lame or lazy slip that prevents them from doing their job and not feeling bad about it. Now, when I did the research today and I looked up chit, we had one chit guy, and I'll tell you the stories of his woe in a minute. Horrible life he had in the military with us.
So is it like a letter from your mum?
No. Well, it is sort of. But you go to, what happens is every morning at 7:20 in the morning when you turn up to go onto parade, before you do your hours PT, physical training, not at your speed, but the speed of those that are taking you, whether it be upper body, whether it be running, whether it be swimming, etc., whatever the section commander is great at, then what will occur is you get an opportunity to go, anyone going to the REP this morning, the regimental aid post, free medical. And people can say, yep, put their hand up, righto, come over here, let me know what it is. And if it's the same person all the time, all you hear is the, old pussy's got his hand up again, because you're never going to be on all cylinders, guys. You're going to be injured your whole career. It's just the way it is. It's the life of a professional athlete. But I looked it up. Chit, voucher, receipt, letter or note, as Lauren said, entitling, I hate that word, the bearer to, another word I hate, special treatment, such as medical restrictions from duty derived from the Hindi word for letter, chitty. So what happens is, once you have a medical restriction, you must carry it everywhere, like my get out of cool card, free. You're not allowed to put bad names onto me because I've got something, the golden ticket, Willy Wonka. And if you get one, you're still going to feel bad that you've even had one, but some people have always got one, and there's a time limit on it, and it tells you exactly what you can do and exactly what you can't. And the reason why there is also some, probably some, what do we call it? Some harsh thoughts sometimes between infantry and other corps is there is mandatory downtimes for the precious ones, for transport corps and for pilots. So I'm only allowed to drive this long. I must have 8 hours of sleep. I cannot fly more than this. I must be given chocolate milk by the leader, some fresh iron, some steak, preferably Scotch fillet, surround me in carpet, air conditioning and double glazed windows keep the noise down unless I'm rocking out to podcasts. So they never look for equal treatment. That's fine because it's not going to happen in the military. But there is definitely there's some also probably common sense behind it. Do you want to get in a vehicle, especially rotary, where the pilot looks like he's sucking off the invisible man? Fatigued? What I'm going to ask you to do for the moment is don't put yourself in your position as someone that wants to join the military, who may or may not have done the due diligence training, etc., to prepare yourself. I want you to put yourself in the position of the gaining unit, not Kapuka, not the School of Infantry, but your first section commander, who has direct command of 7 other soldiers, including a lance corporal, who has to get told to be able to go from point A to point B. You're only allowed to succeed. You're never allowed to fail, because if you fail, that means you probably lost people, or other people have been lost as a result of you not conducting your role that you said that you could achieve. Or from the platoon commander, where he just points over there and says, effect, capability, there. And then you can't achieve it. All you need is for one person, because you can't leave a man behind, to not be able to do their bit. Whether it's in the jungle, carrying their pack, okay, for 12-hour patrols, over undulating terrain, similar to, Kokoda, in rain, as their feet fall apart, their back falls apart, and every 10 seconds or so, there's a mosquito who's trying to draw maintenance out of you despite the fact that you've never had a child to that mosquito. Or, what was the other one? I can't remember what I was going to say. Or, amphibia, fighting in built-up areas. If you're unable to do a single chin-up, then that means you can't help yourself through a window. It means you can't carry yourself through methods of entry from non-obvious locations. We don't go through the front door, the fatal funnel. We tend to go up through the second floor and push the threat force down and out, while those in Overwatch take care of them. If you can't lift yourself up, and every single time you've got to carry something, lift yourself, someone else has to carry and do that. Now you're fatiguing a second team, and then eventually they're going to start to get fatigued from carrying themselves, their body armour, their own pack, their own weapon systems, their own water, and you. So let's have a look at that for a second, shall we?
Sure. I was very interested when you told me where the word had come from.
So was I. I didn't know.
I didn't know that.
So this is Private Pyle. He was considered bloody fat when this movie came out. Now, he looks almost normal.
If God wanted you up there, he would have miracled your ass up there by now, wouldn't he? Say it, sir! Get your fat ass up there, Pyle! Say it, what the hell is the matter with you anyway? I'll bet you if there was some pussy up there on top of that obstacle, you could get up there, couldn't you? Say it, sir! Your ass looks like about 150 pounds of chewed bubble gum, Pyle, you know that? Say it, sir!
Can you hear
One
that?
for the Commandant. One for the Corps. Get up there. Pull. I guess the Corps don't get
Here
there.
he goes.
Get up there, Pyle. Pull.
If you can't do a single chin-up, there is massive red flags on what your capability is to be able to do anything.
Me, Pyle. Get your ass up there. Do you mean to tell me
That's
that you
without a
cannot
weapon,
do one single
without webbing,
pull-up?
without battle armor,
Worthless
body
piece of
armor,
shit, Pyle.
without
Get
marching
out of
order.
my face.
Anything.
Get up there, Snowball. Get up here, fat boy.
This is one of the scariest obstacles at the School of Infantry.
Move it on. You climb obstacles like old people fuck. You know that, Private Pyle? Get up here. You're too slow. Move it.
And team, getting spoken to this won't worry you. When you've ain't got enough energy to lift your head up, you don't care what people are saying to you.
Up and over. Well, what in the fuck are you waiting for?
So now you've got a phobia as well. I had that.
Move it. Are you
It was
quitting
at
on
the point of
me?
this training, right?
Yep.
Well,
And
are
it's
you?
to make you uncomfortable, but also
You slimy fucking
in Australia, we
fool,
never do what they're doing there. We will never do training clean skin like the USA does. We do all of ours with our equipment. I'd prefer it to be this way, so it's about your physical ability to carry your own weight, so you've got no excuses rather than, hey dude, you've just added 22 kilos to what my natural fight weight is.
Every cannibal on the Congo.
Yeah. I don't think we need to go past this. Look, everything this guy basically does is stand out. Okay, now he's getting done for insecurity. Same person. Physically letting down. Okay, administration letting down. Security letting down. You know, And for those that have seen the movie, he's also being caught hoarding food, which they find in there. Fattest guy in the platoon, and then they catch him hoarding food like the guy in Lauren's stream this morning.
Exactly.
Well now,
Just
let's just
hungry.
see if there's anything missing.
This can absolutely happen, team.
Holy Jesus. What is that?
Is that a jelly
What
donut?
the fuck is that? What is that, Private Pile?
So they would
Sir,
call this
jelly
stealing
donut,
as well
sir.
from the mess hall.
A jelly donut?
Okay, you've seen enough on that. You've seen enough. Guys and gals, I've said to you 100 times, when you turn up with 100 points at Kapuka, School of Infantry, even earlier than that, you turn up and you potentially turn up almost late to the either U session, assessment session, PFA, or fail the first time you do a practice one, when you've had more time than anyone else in the history of the Australian Army to prepare, your 100 points starts to dwindle down and you start to become known. That's the opposite of being grey. It's the opposite of being a lurker. And then after the next time you do something, they're looking, waiting to see if you fail. And either you're going to prevail or you'll realise this is not what I want. I didn't prepare. You don't get a chance to just quit and come back. That's a misnomer. Don't think by quitting at Kapuka you should ever be given the opportunity to ever come back. They'll allow some people, but if you've proved that you're a natural born quitter and there wasn't a good reason, why would they spend another $50,000 on training you again of the government's money? It's a tough one. Hey,
Oh,
holy shit, Aussie player.
oh gosh.
That's a little bit too much there, my friend. Aussie player, 20 pounds or euros is that?
He's Euros. He's the paramedic. Remember in Germany, expat.
Man, imagine if the paramedic wasn't trained well enough on when you're in the golden hour. Imagine if the cop that comes and helps the paramedic who's getting assaulted by someone on drugs hasn't had their training or doesn't have the moral courage, physical courage to come and do that. What about if we give you a communist dentist, who does the bare minimum at everything? Wait 2 seconds. The Aussie he's missing home, you can tell. Are you coming home, Aussie player?
No, he loves it there. I believe he married a German lass, I think.
Oh. Isn't it funny? The people that we were at war with twice in the last 100 or so years, no animosity towards each other.
Yeah.
They're here, we're there, and it's like Running Bear dove in the water. Little White Dove done the same. Put a thumbs up if you've heard of that song. That goes back to the classics. Robbie Kent would have definitely danced with one arm on the windowsill to that one. Jay Hayes, what are we thinking so far, team? Have we got any... Not your Carl P.
Yep, exactly.
Imagine if the medic was too fat to get up the hill to where the fight is. Dave, I've told you before, man. It's already happened. When we had the MOG roll over in East Timor, we had this female medic who was rounder than what she was tall. She looked like a human avalanche, and she came up after there was mass casualties, laughing, unable to carry her own equipment, laughing because there was nothing funny about it, but she was projecting the fact that she was pathetic. And she basically got told, you need to get back off the hill before someone punches your head in. Go now. We don't care what gender you are. You're going to cop it. Keep up the good work. Aussie player. Mate, can you please not make any more donations? And if you ever do, can it be 343, please? Because, mate, what you do to earn the money that goes into your purse, we'll call it, mate, I don't want to take that off you. You've earned it more than I have.
Yeah.
Muppet count one. Oh, yeah. Rob, we've got one.
I just had to get rid of one. Well, I should just timed him out, and then if he doesn't come back a better person, he's gone proper. Carl P, did you enjoy Lincoln's picture?
I did, and I've got it right here.
Yeah, you were telling me about it earlier in the day. He was so impressed, Carl.
Look, Carl is trying to take advantage of me too. He sent me a bloody Dan Murphy's card so I could have a beer on him, with him. I don't know what his sick fantasy is. But we've got this fantastic card from HMAS Lincoln right there. And what he didn't realise is every time you drop that pebble into the water, you create a ripple. So we've got a whole bunch of stuff that's coming back to you. And we've got one from Justin there. And how is this for a message, team? Dear Kaz, thank you for helping Dad follow his dreams. From Justin.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Dear Kaz, keep up the good work from Lincoln. Their two sons.
By the way.
Sorry?
That's a great picture, by the way.
It is great. Okay, that's Navy. Righto. So, righto. So make sure you look after those young fellas there, mate. We also got this one from Kristen, who's in Kapuka at the moment. Bam. Okay, the pop toy with Spider-Man, who is metaphorically more about Weinstein, I think. Take that. Take Webb. But honestly, guys, it really, really touched me to get that and to get something from Justin and Lincoln. It was very important to me. And we've got to keep the keel straight to help people where we can, because so many people reach out for help and can't get it, or yell into the night and nothing comes back. And that's not what mateship is about. And this gives me a place to be as well. I don't need to hear what I'm putting out there.
Have you got time for me just to read a really great comment?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Dave Kelly says, "Hey Kaz and Lauren, just heard from my son who is having a beer following the completion of field at Kapuka.
That's it.
March out next Friday. Appreciate all the tips from the channel. Very proud parents here." Well, we're very proud too.
Look, we are, and we wouldn't do this if it was for nothing. You know, it's one of the sad things that we don't get to share with the channel enough. The amount of correspondence that comes through, and this should be the, not the feather in the cap for the channel, but this should be indicative to all of those that are still on the journey, whether it be U session, assessment session, whether it be the PFA, those with a little bit of anxiety, what comes next? Am I going to be ready? Is everything going to be okay? When you see the good news coming in as well, going on the opposite lane, saying these people are making it through, these people are in Townsville, this guy had Cactus Jacks for the very first time, awesome. Yeah. This guy just got Marta on the dog from Helen.
Yeah.
That'll make sense later, team.
Wants the Marta on your dog? Yeah, bless her heart.
Yeah. I wonder if she's still alive.
I hope so. I hope she's doing well. She deserves all good things. Here's a comment from Swazi.
Okay.
Who said, "Hey Kaz, currently at Singo on enemy party. This cold is poop house."
It's going to get a lot worse, mate. Singo is as cold in winter as what it is hot in summer. That place, God got there and started stuffing with the "this sucks" postcode tool. And no wonder all the girls are trying to get the hell out of there.
Yeah. And Keely's lad is does field in less than 2 weeks.
He's just waiting for it to get a bit colder.
Yeah, exactly. Like JP said, God bless Helen. Yeah, indeed.
Just ask when you go through Singo, ask people how it felt, especially in the colder months, the first time they take up their whole weight on the up rope of the obstacle course, when it's as thick as what I was before my reduction, covered in water, sand, you've been Kentucky fried, and you go, oh my God. You know when you start an obstacle course with equipment on, there is a go, 45 seconds later, you're exhausted. And when you know that's about to happen, but you've still got 400 metres to go, it is mentally agony. But feel lucky that when we used to go through, when I was going through, that what used to happen was you would go through 2 or 3 times. You know, so you'd go through the obstacle course in the entire time the first time, because our equipment was a lot lighter than what yours is. We did it without battle armor, without helmet, and I think that is the way it should be now. And then you'd come back and they'd do it the second time. And then what would happen is it was a race, a section competition. So the last time you go through and you're looking at someone who's unfit in your section, and they say to you, 4 sections or 5, the section that has the slowest time, guess what happens?
What?
They go through again.
You just got a menstrual cow.
I just looked down at my own pants end for a second when you said that.
Oh, no.
Wait 2 seconds. This lad's blind. By the way, Team Fresh and Fit is an excellent channel to watch. I don't like the way they cuss at the ladies as much, but if you go on there, you might find out a little bit about the world. Okay, Mr. Military, 1945. Thank you, Kaz. Content has helped me get to Kapuka and march out. Please, Mr. Military, for starters, I know this is someone who's been to the channel because he's changed his name to do the smart thing to dodge the sheriff. I shot the sheriff!
Yeah.
You know, so that they don't come after him for putting thumbs up on something there that's there to help, not to hurt. So, mate, thank you very much. Again, that's way too much. 343 would have been fine. What corps are you going to, friend? You know, and I take it your IETs is about to start.
Yeah,
How many people got back squatted and left your platoon in Kapuka? Because that's interesting. Because it paints the message, if you don't turn up prepared, this is not Kansas. You will feel like you're in a different world.
Yeah, and that's so great.
The stuntman for life should be so close to getting promoted to sergeant.
You'd think.
Mr. Military, that's for you, mate. See how I prolong that? 2, 3 and down. Did you wear away your nipples in your Howard Green when you were standing on a wind-blown parade ground? Did your slouch hat fly off? Did you think that you could give yourself some relief and relieve the chin strap from under the one chin, because not many people have two at Kapuka, and then see your slouch hat disappear like a roly-poly across the prairie, being laughed at by the section commander?
Like a tumbleweed.
Exactly. Good old Camo is here. On my local leave now, I leave for Singleton on Monday.
He marched out of Kapuka today.
My God, your life sucks.
Yeah.
I tell you what,
In a good
guys,
way, though.
I'm about to show you something. Can I get a thumbs up from anyone in the chat? Hey, there's lovely Nicole King. Have a few who have marched out or about to. Well done all, absolutely. Don't pay the ferryman, says Josh. Very good advice.
It's always great when you just pop back in to say g'day. We do love your updates.
Absolutely we do.
Because we miss you when you go off.
We do. And the channel gets smaller and smaller, which is testament that our channel is so successful.
Yeah, exactly.
We're the only channel that gets smaller
Yeah,
as we do a better job.
Yeah, exactly. Look, there's Abraham.
Oh, he knows what's done. Look at him. Kaz, what do you think of airfield defence guards and artillery? Well, Air Force defence guards, AGs.
Didn't we talk about that last week?
Yeah. All I think, AGs, SAS, what can I say? Nutsukau. Thanks, Ibrahim. And for that tongue-in-cheek comedy that you just gave me then, I'm about to give you something back that you're going to love. Because I've got an artifact down here. Good old Camo, you are going to absolutely love this. This is an artifact, team. An artifact. One of the first times it's ever been seen. There's only 120, and this is one of the first in the wild. It comes from the 2nd Battalion, the Royal Australian Regiment, second to none. The best battalion within the best regiment of the best army, small army, in the world. You're about to see it live in the next 2 minutes. Mr. Military 1945, I'm a choco, but nevertheless, we had 7 dropouts. There you go.
What?
It happens. Going as infantry, that's awesome. What's your other role, Mr. Military? What else do you do for a crust when you're not in the uniform?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we're proud of you, folk who go off to the reserves, just as proud as we are of the regular lads.
Hey, there's Ace. YouTube sucks. They're against our truth. They are, Ace.
Yeah, Ace has been here for a while, actually. I forgot to say g'day to him before.
Ace Freely.
Yep.
So I've got this for good old Camo I'm about to show him, and Mr. Ibrahim. You're all going to see it, actually. I'm going to let you know. When we went to East Timor in 1999, and then again in 2002, I think, 2001, 2002, 2nd Battalion, both times, we had a thing called the Samichon, which was politically incorrect. There is nothing you could do to escape these pages that absolutely put a fist up your butt and dragged out the secrets that you didn't know that anyone knew about you. And it was all captured, put in print, and you could be in a patrol. Then all of a sudden you find out, hey, Kaz, you're on the front page of the new Gossip magazine. You're like, what? And you know there's 1,000 soldiers that are about to find out about your deepest secrets, and there's nothing you can do because you're out there, no showers, no hot food, no way to protect yourself. So what you're about to see is one of the most politically incorrect delivered books, okay, from Harry, the master sniper from the 2nd Battalion of the Royal Australian Regiment, the historian. You're about to see it live here, Lauren.
All right.
Harry?
I've heard about this. I've never seen one, but I know all about it.
It's in the wild.
Yep.
Take these undies off. Oh. All I can say about this book is #Black Books Matter. Oh. Is there anything else inside the bag? It came with protection. Okay, no.
It's not on.
This book was $125 of just gossip. This is a hard-covered woman's weekly, basically. Are we ready?
Yeah, you guys, anyone who thinks you guys aren't actually like a sewing bee is mistaken.
There we
You
go.
guys are gossip.
The pages of the Samichon. The breaker of reputations. The sower of seeds. Oh, all of it. Week after week. The Samichon goes to war. Okay, this one is from 20th of September 99. This is when, because we were the first battalion to hit the ground, and the first company to hit the ground was the Alpha Company, and the first platoon to hit the ground was 2 Platoon, and the first section to hit the ground was Jacko Jacobson's. And who was your 2IC? This dickhead. And we had Savi Tawaki, a Fijian soldier. He was more worried about a 78-cent stretcher cover that he was never going to use, flying the opposite way down the airfield, while there's Timorese, while there's Indonesian soldiers looking going, where's that guy going? It looked like we're running from the fight from the start. So basically, the deployment all the way through Operation Lavrak, that was when we went to Bacau, took that airfield from the Indonesians, told them to get out of there, and all of this. Maybe they've got some of the stuff that was also in the paper. Oh, instant beer goggles. Team, I'll have a good look at this after. The Samichon. Yep. It's definitely politically incorrect. But you would never want it to change. And it's got a roll of all of the people that were there as well. Bam.
JP would be in there.
He would. And I'll tell you something, team. I'll tell you something. When you talk about going to snipers and stuff like that, there is people that have been caught before with their pants on fire. And why? Because there is actually a hard-covered book with every single person from the Royal Australian Regiment that has done their sniper course. Yep. So you can never bullshit who passed, who failed,
exactly,
and who did the course, etc.
Yeah, and during our sniper undie incident, it was pretty easy to find out if someone was telling the truth or not, and I'm glad it existed.
Yep. People aren't going to investigate your stories pretty much, team. But if they smell a rat and they are Fijians good soldiers, I don't really know. I've worked with them a bunch of times. I know they're professional, they're great people, lovely. And one thing I found that was really sad, OG vibes, is very big men, and they get paid next to nothing while being beside Australian soldiers who are the highest paid soldiers in the world. You might not have known that when you talk about wanting to go to USA, wanting to go to UK, wanting to go to French Foreign Legion, that Australian soldiers are the highest paid. But in the Sinai, I was with guys from Fiji doing 9-month courses, and they basically weren't making enough money to do anything but send it home to their families. But I tell you what, when their average body weight is about 110 kilos and they get on the carver and you're the head of security, this guy was, and you hear the Fijian bar is not closing, they're refusing to stop drinking the carver.
Oh, yikes.
You know, we would have MPs from European countries going, oh, we're going to go down and check it out. And I'm like, nope, don't do it. Let their RSM, let their Sergeant Major go down there and sort it out. He will sort it out. If you get involved, little white guy, you know, and you're pressured into pulling your pistol out thinking that's going to help you, they're going to put it up your bum.
If that's not your job, just take a walk on the wild side.
Yep. Jake, hey Kaz, know much about parachute rigger. It's my second option, got my PFA. I've never understood why you'd want to do that, Jake. Yeah. If you're a parachute rigger, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, they're going to give you a couple of jumps. I don't keep your qualifications, but other than that, all you're doing is preparing equipment for other people to have their fun. You might as well go and work for a parachute company in a civilian world, Tropic Thunder or something like that. They don't have a tactical capability. All they're doing is preparing the parachutes for commandos, right, in between jumps.
Hey, have you got the Nearly Invisible book there?
It's here somewhere.
Or have you got a list?
Ever since that damn inspection.
Yeah, it's all their fault.
I've definitely got the list here.
Yep, okay. Well, can you please put Iron Wolf's dad on it? Because he has a date, 8th of June.
Wait a sec, I've got the book.
Yep, that's so great, Iron Wolf, because I remember you coming in here when you were just thinking about it, and now that's it, you're heading towards your dreams.
Wait 2 seconds. I've got the book. Stop looking. Oh, shit. What was that? We've got the book, and we've got the pen, and the pen is blue. What movie is that from?
I don't know.
Liar, liar.
Oh, right, there you go. But the book is Nearly Invisible.
Look at that. The sparkling book of Jeremiah. And so, Iron Wolf's dad, what's the date?
Yep, 8th of June.
8th of June. Guess what? Iron Wolf's dad, you're going with Billy Joel.
There you go.
So you're already not alone, my friend. Yeah. Well done. Well done.
Great.
Why is that caravan? That reminds me of my camper van that's coming.
It's Canavan.
Oh, canavan.
Yep.
Is that caravan spelt wrong? Hey, Kaz, in the techie sort of jobs such as cyber analyst, I'll call it, or communication systems operator, do they get deployed in the front lines? No. The communications is one of the most important things. And what we're finding with communication, signals corps, etc., they are so good now, they may not even have to leave Australia. Yeah.
And that's great. They're really important, though. It's important work, isn't it?
C3, most important thing, comms, communications, and control.
Yeah.
Without it, we're blind.
Even though you might not be on the front line, you're vital to the mission.
Well, it's one of the reasons why Tobruk was successful for Australia over Rommel, was because the Australians, when they swept up and did a clearing patrol, they actually ran into a battalion of signals and intelligence that worked for Rommel, and the ones they didn't kill, they captured, as well as all of the equipment.
Oh.
So Rommel became blind, and then from there was like, well, what do I do now? All I can do is go off tactics, and Australians weren't moving, just like they weren't in Long Tan, just like they weren't at Coral Balmoral, just like they weren't at Gallipoli. You know, retrograde operation ended up saying you can have this land, we'll come back and fight another time, and then never lost another battle to the Ottoman Empire, and eventually gave Israel their homeland to them.
Good. I love it when you talk history.
Oh, she loves it.
I do.
We're gonna stick something else up here too, team. I'm not trying to be rude or facetious here. There's a subject we're going to be covering off on. Guardian of the Galaxy 343. There's something familiar about the number. There seems to be a ring to it, so to speak. Not Sue Cow. I've just punched my bloody lifeline so many times because of you guys, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Guardian 27. Thank you very much. 27, what is... I'm going to leave that with you for a second. What is the importance of the number 27?
I don't know.
I'll tell you in a moment.
Okay,
Let's see if anyone can pick up what the importance of the number 27 is. And I'm not talking about Kurt Cobain's or the death, the cursed date of being 27 years old as a celebrity.
Yeah.
I'm talking about an Aussie sportsman.
Okay, Chris Dudfield is saying goodbye to you.
Hey, Dudders. Left-handed salute to that man. How you going, mate? Great to see you the other day. You know, that's a guy that gets more handsome with age. Yeah, well done. And was also, I believe, with us at East Timor too for 99. Should be in that Samichon book right there. Okay, so 27. Can you see if anyone can get that? Who's the famous sportsman that used 27 team? Jay Hayes.
No.
No, the 27 club. Yep, that's the self-harm club.
Yep. Todd says that's how old he is. God, they're just babies, aren't they?
Kaz's age.
Oh, that's because of your hair. That's because of your resplendent mop of hair, Kaz.
Do you know I had plans to go to the Big Apple, New York, to watch the big ball come down for New Year's Eve, but I never got a chance to do that because we'd actually been deployed to East Timor, because that was the millennium.
Hey, look at that orange cow there.
Is that the kebab?
Yeah, it is.
That's enough to get a kebab.
It's more than enough to get a few kebabs, and it's a 3-4-3 for you.
I get it. Yeah, Ross, the kebab. Gotcha. Wait a sec there, kebab.
You need to get the book out too.
It is. It's, guys, what you may not know is it has been so long, the journey for some of these guys to get to where they want to be, and they've had the discipline and the hard work to keep going when they thought this is never going to be worth it, you know? Where are we? 1st of June.
Yep, 1st of June.
Okay, and we've got Yaros.
Yep.
Who's going there with Joshy? Who's going in with David Cruikshank? Yaros.
There's some familiar names there. That's great.
1st of June. Thank you for all your support, knowledge and passion. Oh, the passion. To keep me engaged throughout the journey. 2020 was a tough year. It was, man. Seeing the king dethroned was what really hit me. Your streams helped me get through the Victorian lockdowns. Kebabs on me. Cheers, team. Yaros. And man, you know, that's going to be the start of a friendship and a mateship, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that we've already got.
We are, and we feel quite blessed to be here from your whole journey, right? From when you first asking questions about enlisting, and we just get this burst of pride when you give us a date. Look at Ibrahim there, another 343.
Yeah, he wanted me to hit myself in the lifeline again. Yaros, there you go. We're going to dedicate this next bit to Mr. Yaros there for Mr. Military 1945. You know, and we have to throw out a mindset to you guys and gals, you know, and treat you like adults. This is an adult channel. It is. You know, and even if you are not mature, but you are responsible, that's goddamn fine. That's fine.
Exactly. Look, we're still not very mature sometimes, are we?
I've been told on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
You know,
look,
that...
it's the way we're all giggling at rude words the other day.
But,
you don't need to grow up, but you can mature in other ways. You can be responsible and still immature.
We all know when we turn up to the military that is the... have we seen Daz tonight?
No, I haven't yet. I saw him this morning, but I haven't seen him here tonight.
Okay. Make sure you press like if you can, team, and also subscribe right now if you can, because we're getting very close to the 10,000 again, where we're going to, when people become members, we're going to throw it over to you guys, and we're going to start to see a lot of reaction videos come out where every one of them will have a little bit of education, a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of, did you know that? With a little bit of entertainment thrown in, and maybe enough to make some people go, that's not right, man. That's not right. Because, If you're not getting the down thumbs, you're not over the target, are we?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, when it comes to 27, Nicole King has guessed Kobe Bryant.
Oh, no.
Okay, JP said Warney. Brady Carr said Casey Stoner.
Yes.
He got it?
Brady Carr got it.
Well done, Brady.
Well done, Brady. I went to Catalonia to watch Casey Stoner in the Catalonia MotoGP, and he was racing at the same time as Vermeulen, who was Australia's best wet weather bike rider, and also with West. Now, he ended up coming third or fourth, behind Pedrosa, who's got the Spanish advantage, and I think he also got beaten by the Doctor, which is, I believe, one of the longest riding, Valentino Rossi, who even on the back of his helmet has got the face that looks back to taunt you into falling off your bike, and on the back of his suit, it's got "Go the Pussy," and the government said you can't ride with that on the back of your uniform, and he went, "Okay, I retire." And they went, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa. Well, you can't do that." He goes, "Don't ever tell me
Why can't he?
how to ride. This guy's shorter than the Hobbit."
Maybe he just likes cats.
He's amazing. Amazing.
Apparently Daz was here earlier pre-stream.
I hope he's okay.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Daz, what's going to bring Daz down?
Broken down you?
Yeah, maybe.
I know how competitive it is. Does anyone know what happens when the careers coaching call? Billy McGowan. I'm not a fan of that. I keep hearing about these coaching calls, and all I think to myself is, too many times I hear the people talk about it, and the person that called them has never done the job they're doing. It might help you get in the military, but the coaching call should be about what to expect from your corps, what's coming ahead. And that's why I really recommend coming to this channel if you can. Because we will give you a blanket rather than surgical solution for what you need to know. Because the last thing you need to know, or have someone put out a prescribed step-by-step version of events, because then if it doesn't work, because we're only as good as what we are as we plan for H hour.
Yep.
We don't want to ambush you, mate.
Yeah, and cats will tell you the truth too, even if it's something you don't want to hear, because that's what a real friend will do. They will actually tell you the truth.
And that's why we're about to talk about this. Jack Miller is going great. He's from Townsville too, Brady. Yep, he's a Townsville boy. Is the Air Force good? Because I've seen so many jokes about them being soft. They are soft, XT. But at the same time, how can I say anything bad about the Air Force if your father or grandfather served in the Air Force and that's what your aspiration is going to be?
Yeah, exactly. But just don't mistake them for frontline infantry or something. And
that is the time where we will defend ourselves, just like they will defend themselves. I don't know what they'd say. I gave one of those guys a Coke once. He's full.
I nearly ran one over with my forklift.
Rhinopolis Greek, the Greek ruins. My coach session call just asked me questions I would expect to hear in an interview. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but look, I would say take advantage of everything that you can.
Yeah.
So if it's available for free, take it.
Yeah, that's right, because it might give you that other 10%. Now, what I'm going to do, there's a thing we do in the military which is called a warning order. And what happens is we'll touch on a subject and let you know that something more serious, a mission is coming up. These are the timings, these are the important things you need to know. This is the rough content about what's required and what your job is going to be up until you get the next set of more detailed instructions. So here's a conversation that we need to sort of have in the future. And I'm saying this out of honesty and also clarity for those that it may involve from either side of the aisle. Boom. Okay. My question when I see this is why? The next one is, bam, different, not special. There's no reason to be proud. Okay. You are just someone else that chooses who that you want to love. But the problem with the military is There's a no fraternisation rule. So you can come into the army now. There's no restrictions. If anything, there's probably preferential treatment. No one cares.
It shouldn't make any difference.
Yep, let us know. Hey,
Equal for all.
yep, if you're a dude that likes to kiss dudes or sailors, that's fine. When you come in, let people go. I just say you know, guys. No big deal. But this is the way I bat, and we'll go, huh,
Yeah,
okay. Thanks for letting me know, mate. No dramas at all. Same deal with the girls.
Yeah, exactly. And that girl should have her hair cut.
But your sexuality, there is no flag for all of those guys that like brown eyes and big boobs come over here. You know, there's no need for this to come up. The whole point about military is that we are non-political. There should be no marches that we go in other than marches in uniform for battle honours and important military engagements. The whole reason why we don't get involved in politics is so that both sides of the aisle have absolute respect for the foundation.
It's like neutral, that's right.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
This is the opposite of neutral. This is the military being cuckolded by a weaponised identity politics group.
Yeah.
You know.
And the truth is, a lot of folk who are LGBT or plus, they're not part of that group that's pushing to insist this stuff. They actually just want to live their lives and have people mind their own business.
Yep. One of the bravest guys we had, and I'm not going to name his name, and I still consider him a friend, was the first person I'd ever known that was gay in the army, and he let us know in the 2nd Battalion. And when you've got 1,000 guys that you work with and you're the only one that says you bat that way, that took a hell of a lot of guts. And guess what? Nothing bad happened to him. People love him. He becomes, he's that guy. But what a lot of people don't know is that it was illegal to be in the military. And I believe there should be an apology in some ways to LGBT people before 1992, that once they discovered you were in the military, that you were gay, you were sacked on the spot.
Yeah.
Having said that, they lied to get in. They lied about their sexuality.
About that. And it really isn't anyone's business. I mean, it's not like it was, it's not really perverted. It's none of our business.
But do you know when it is your business? When they start marching on Mardi Gras, then it becomes people's business, because
exactly.
There's never a reason to have your sexuality emblazoned by the Rising Sun badge. And I know that there's people that...
Yeah, exactly. That's my question, is who are we serving?
That's right.
That Rising Sun has so much history, and it's disrespectful to me to put anything next to it as equal. Yep.
You know, Australian soldiers, when we represent this country, we don't go as males and females. We go as one group of people, all under God, to go and represent Australia and thank and rely on each other, to bring each other back safely. And if not, then to carry each other back with respect. So this is a subject that will be covered another time. I believe the leadership has really let the ball down from the pressure, or maybe it came from the government and they said, you will do this.
Yep.
I don't know, but it's...
Yeah, I just think keep it out of it, please. To me, it is political, and, if we've got Campbell ushering people out of press conferences because the talk's gotten political, then we've got this. What the heck? Okay, it's accepted. We don't care. I don't care. You don't care. Nobody else cares.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it's getting, like here, like this. That's going to make a lot of folk who are gay feel pretty uncomfortable, actually.
That's what I was going to say, is to the guy who is the only rainbow guy within a large unit of males.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then when every time this comes up, all of a sudden people are going, oh, you can't really talk about it. He's over there. All of a sudden now, he's going, no. I don't want to go there.
Yeah, exactly. It's divisive. Instead of just all being equal humans who do the same job, they've put a separation in.
Where would they be going to come up like that?
That's what everyone's saying. But God, that girl's hair is annoying me. Just cut it. She should have the same haircut as him.
No, because long hair's made for pulling.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They can use her to get over obstacles.
What is possibly a female's excuse when joining the military to keep long hair when they know the men don't have that option?
Oh, what are you saying, Ace?
What's he saying?
Ace, what are you doing? Okay, Ace is here saying Alexander is the great. Alexander the Great loves guys. Yep, it was surrounded by his companions, the greatest soldier in history. Don't you dare say that.
Well,
one, he wasn't a soldier. He was a leader, and he was given an already successful army. You know, don't overshadow Julius Caesar or Gaius Marius, please, who achieved more without touching another man in pleasure.
Okay, what was our safe word? Remember how we were going to have a safe word?
Well, everyone, what is your favourite team? Who is your favourite military leader? Who do you reckon's the best?
Oh, gosh, I wouldn't know who to pick, because whoever I pick would be, I'm going to say an unpopular opinion. I would possibly say Genghis Khan.
Oh, he was good, but some of his generals were just as good as well, because he could identify talent, which allowed his
that makes him
legacy
good,
to continue. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
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 Then
I think you had to cut it off, Nicole. I'm sorry. Everyone knows how I feel about this. I don't care if you had 3 minutes to plait it and put it up. If the men don't get the choice, you don't get the choice. That's how I see it. Equality for all.
Jodie Stevens is just getting out of bed now.
Good morning, Jodie. We saw you as you were going to bed, and now we see you as you get up. It's lovely.
Dave D, I've seen that movie.
Caligula, come on now.
Jodie Stevens, guys and gals, fantastic lady, comes from Ohio, but doesn't mean she's on the devil's lettuce. And Ryan Kim Jong-un.
Really?
Do you reckon anyone ever said to Napoleon, come on, dude, what's in your pocket?
Why are you always posing?
We're going to talk about the original subject in a moment, about this sort of stuff. I'm going to let you know some of the injuries that I served with. Julius Caesar, thank you very much, Magnifico. He even made a salad, which I'm not a fan of. We've got Sergeant Stevens, we've got Sergeant Jay Hayes, who's looking at his own rank. Does Jay realise he does that? He puts the eyeballs up there looking at his own rank like, I'm impressed by my rank.
You don't know this, but every time Jay does eyeballs, it's actually like a signal, and I pick it up and I'm onto it. We've got our own little language, just moderators.
There you go.
Yeah.
Joshy Fawns, I'm not the only one. I'm not sure what that was about. Kaz from In Trenches with Kaz. Great to hear. PK! Where's my favourite Chewy? Jay Hayes, thanks for asking. Was just asking, talking with AK. He's going really well, enjoying army life in the ACT, which is about to get cold as hell.
And it was so nice to see him in here the other day. That was great.
It was. And PK, what I need you to do is allow AK to take you to a cafe. I'll find out what it is in the ACT, and what it serves at breakfast is garlic chili prawn tacos.
Is that true?
It is true. I'm going to get the photo for you. And garlic chili Moreton Bay bug tacos.
Oh, I love Moreton Bay bugs.
You don't see them much anymore.
No, I never see them here.
Yeah. G'day, teams. Sir General Cosgrove. He was pretty good, but you could never compare him to the others.
Well, he didn't have the freedom to do what he might have been able
Opportunity.
to do. We live in the ancient world.
A commander needs an opportunity. Without an opportunity, you don't know what they could achieve.
Yeah, exactly.
Is the ADF administrating the COVID vaccines? They probably are. I would say, if I was them, I don't even know what my opinion is. If the army says you're going to take it, you're going to goddamn take it. It's as simple as that. Do I want my daughter taking it? No, I think her immune system should be good enough. As is 99% of everyone else's. Dave D, come on, Queensland. We have the bugs. That picture for the video.
Yeah. Actually, I've been invited to go to Queensland this year. I've been invited to go to the opera, so I will have some when I'm there.
To go and watch Oprah at the opera?
You're very funny. I wouldn't pay to go see Oprah.
Let's talk a little bit about doing your job without the being on all 8, 6, 4 cylinders, or even maybe Tesla. Guys and gals, there's going to be people that turn up with performance-based injuries through training, preparing, either smart or not, before they get to Kapuka. We had one poor kid the other day who was telling me that he now needs to ring up his case manager and let him know he's got shin splints. So I don't know if he's running on hard surfaces. I don't know if he was running on hard surface while carrying vests. But he's probably not going to be allowed to get in the army at all now.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yep.
You've got to be careful. Don't hurt yourselves before you get it, guys.
You can hurt yourself in the army and we'll go, no worries, man, no worries. But if you hurt yourself before you get in there, that's going to make it real tough. Some of the things that happen to Hot Aussie Kaz, which is a nickname I gave myself, which means it's not really technically legit. I've also been called the ground attack cat and the cat weasel. But some of the injuries that I had, I used to get really bad bleeding noses without being punched from the heat and through heavy weight carriage in the heat environments in initial employment training at School of Infantry. Had no injuries in Kapuka other than worn off nipples from Howard Green's doing drill. When I got to the battalion, I got suplexed by my section commander onto hard ground, and my shoulder is still bung from that, and that was 30 years ago. He was a bit of a dickhead, actually. What else happened? I got my face smashed in with a 455-gram imitation grenade while I was in Tully, of all places, and it hit me square in the face and tore me lip from the top of my nose here down and tore my lip completely open, and all my teeth were loose, and that got me out of the jungle for 8 hours, and then I went back with loose teeth and stitches, and not to mention a concussion, and I still had to do all of that. I've been out there with severe constipation, bleeding from the butt. I've been there with hemorrhoids, out bush. These are things that happen as you get older, doing heavy weights, the diet that is pushed onto you by ration packs, etc. I've had ingrown toenails where the nail actually protruded through the infected skin on an operational theatre where they said you got to wait till you get back. So I had to get operations. I've fallen down and had my fingernails pushed backwards. And had to continue doing my job until everyone came around and watched me going, as you just pulled the nail out and ripped it out of its by the roots. What else?
You had malaria.
Yeah, had malaria. Ulcerative colitis. Just walking along with this disease and just pull your pants down, bleed all over the ground, pull your pants back up, keep walking. None of these things get you out of anything, team. Okay, when post-traumatic stress was at its worst, I felt better by being out in the field.
Yep.
Because that was where there is no real pressure. It's just physically doing your job.
Yeah, I think that might be why we're even wired to develop it, is probably it served us really well in the ancient world.
Yeah. The first 3 or 4 days suck. When you can smell yourself, it sucks. And this is why it's bad for women in the military. Because of women being filthy beasts, they have to keep bringing them back for hygiene purposes.
Yep.
And what happens is that allows them to shower, get cleaned up. But what it allows them to do is never get truly indoctrinated to nature. Because men, what happens is, once you're completely filthy, at the first when you go out field, animals will run from you. But after we've been out there for 4 days, we've lived there, been wet, rained on, living in it, then you smell like everything else that's in the bush. You're not trying to stay dry anymore. And what ends up happening is you actually blend in. And it doesn't worry you when you're getting wet. It doesn't worry you when you're cold. It doesn't worry you when you're hot. You're never comfortable, ever. and you just fit in. My back is as bad as a 30-year hooker's, But even being sore, once you're in especially infantry and armoured corps, why armoured corps? Because out of expedience, same as truck drivers, instead of doing the OH&S thing and slowly helping themselves down to the ground, they jump off. Yeah. So their ankles, their knees and their back, over these repetitive actions over years.
Exactly.
Yeah, a baseball gets through, the fastball, and shit. And then their back is never the same again.
Yeah, exactly. And backs are like that, aren't they? Once they're gone.
Kaz had an 8-hour chit. No, I went back and got an operation, and they sent me straight back out with cam cream wiped off it. That was all. Yeah, I've seen guys out in the field environment where people aren't even, surprised when a guy has cut the crutch out of his pants, so his junk is just hanging out.
Yeah, I've heard stories where people have had to do air themselves on every hillside, to keep everything fresh or from rotting.
How does Jay know? Too much cheese, Kaz. It was from eating too much cheese.
You told us about the cheese escapade.
The secret of the cheese.
Yeah, you told us.
And you guys are all going to have your own things, your own injuries, your own ailments. I also get motion sickness and I get seasickness. It's a goddamn curse. Andrew Kolesnick, that's why I never go on top. Hello, team. Heard my name get mentioned.
Hey. Yeah, hi, AK.
Currently working in Canberra with DPPA and the Secretariat under a Brigadier. Life is going good and it's really busy with some BS decision briefs. I hear it, man. And they don't like doing them either, believe me. AK, there is a cafe down there that serves tacos with Moreton Bay bugs and garlic chili prawns on them in your locality. You need to find that out. I'll get the news to you. You need to take your pop when you go down there. Austin Hawkins, that's a great name. Hey, Kaz, any chance you can tell us what is day life in infantry? I absolutely can. How about I make a video for you instead, bud? I'll do you a solid. If you subscribe right now, mate. Aidan Hawkins. Austin Hawkins. You're not the son of Dave Hawkins, are you? If you subscribe right now, if I see someone subscribe right now, what I'll do is I'll make a video on the day-to-day life of being in an infantry battalion. How does that sound? Is that a deal? If I see one subscriber jump up now.
Yeah, that sounds like something they'd all enjoy. Does that include people who are clever and unsubscribe and then quickly subscribe again?
That'd be cheating.
They do it all the time.
There you go, Michael Stott. Seriously, people, by the time you've done 20 years, and he knows this is a medic, 20 years, you'll have about 2 volumes worth of docs. But the great thing is, the great thing for you guys is that now it's all electronic. With us, it was carbon paper and photocopies, and it was a disgrace.
Yeah.
Lightfoot, let's see what we got here. If you were injured on, but can you please ask that one, because your voice is better than mine, Lauren.
Oh, you're so nice. If you were injured on patrol, I guess you would have to put up with it if the situation didn't allow for a stretcher and medic. If given the choice of running injured or fighting, you may need to run.
No, you'll fight.
That's not really an option, I don't think, running away.
Yeah, we don't do that. That's why we've got the kangaroo.
Yep.
Okay. The kangaroo doesn't go backwards, mate. Neither does the emu. Hey, Jake the snake. Nutsu cow, new member, that'll do. I'm making a video, Jake.
Yeah, welcome, Jake.
I'll make the video. Jodie Stevens has got on board. Carl P's been talking to her, I'm sure. She's done a trifecta, of thumbs there.
Lots of threes.
Look how tough they're acting now that bloody Ivan Milat is not around anymore. Jake, Keely Boyd. Guys and gals, although we can be slowed down by an injured person, the show's got to go on. It does. That's the tough thing about it.
Look, Lightfoot said you may not be comfortable, but are you content? I don't think your contentment comes into it, does it? You've got a job to do. That's why it's duty first. Duty over what makes you comfortable. Duty over what makes you content. You are content with doing your duty.
Yeah, that's true. And if you are a guy, you're allowed to whinge. People will laugh. They say when a digger is not whinging, there's something going wrong. Okay? But if it's being weak or showing weakness when everyone else is going through exactly the same as you, you can get a slap in the head too.
Yep. Good night, Nicole. Have a good sleep.
Lovely Nicole.
Yep, she's off to bed.
She's a queen of a king, that one. You're more queen than Meghan Markle will ever be.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, flippin' heck.
Be good, Johnny. Drug time. As long as they're not the drugs that killed River Phoenix, my dear, everything's cool.
Yeah, no speedballing, Nicole. We like you too much.
That is true. Guys and gals, yep. So you're never going to be on full cylinders. You won't be. It's just the way it is.
Baby.
And the chit, the medical restriction, that's what you get. You want to get as minimal as those as possible, and you can actually go to the medical facility or speak to a medic and say, this is the situation that's occurring. I don't want to chit. Okay. And once you know what your body is, and you know what you can do, what you can't do, you let your section commander know. He knows.
Yep.
And then he goes, yeah, no worries, mate. Because you've done now a contract deal with him. I'm letting you know I'm not trying to get out of shit. But you also know now how to wrap me in Kleenex when you can to also protect me, to keep me in the field. Because I'm going to explain something to you. You're in a rifle section of 8 men. Okay. When you go out in the field environment, whether that's domestic, abroad, on operations, or on exchange, or in competition, you will still carry all the capabilities. If you have 2 people out, you will still carry 2 guns. You'll still carry 2 GLAs. You're still going to carry 2 anti-personnel devices, M18A1s. You're still going to be carrying all of the equipment that make up the capability that a section can deliver onto a threat force. The less people you have turn up, the more each person is carrying. Pickets every single night. Every single night. 20% of the platoon will be awake at any moment. There's at least 3 machine guns being manned, and every one of them has to be a double staggered picket. So at the least amount of awareness, we have 6 people up, night vision equipment, looking out of the 3 front doors, of entry into our position. When one person's missing, the picket just got longer. So you've done your entire day's work. When you go to bed, sometimes wet, sometimes mud, sometimes you're sleeping in the water. Okay, because that's what you get told. You get told where you have to sleep.
Awful. That would be awful. Cold and wet. How do you even sleep? Do you adapt to that?
Well, when people say they can't sleep, you're going, they just don't know what it's like to be tired.
Yeah.
When you're exhausted, you will sleep.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I like luxuries, but yeah, I couldn't imagine being cold and wet and then having to get up the next day and not have a shower. And, I think we forget just how difficult just even a good day or a good week is for you guys.
There's a good question that got just put up by Haroun Darwish, I think it is. Sounds German. If you get slapped or you get hit, it's almost like someone's trying to snap you out of what Leonidas is doing there. That look on his face is trying to wake you the hell up. There's a job to be done, and we don't have time to get precious with you. We're in the middle of nowhere. We're in real danger, and the time to act is now. I had to slap one of my soldiers. And he's a lovely guy. He's an officer now. And that was because he was crying because his pack was actually cutting into him. But Ouch. It was in front of American soldiers. And because tears left his eyes, he got slapped.
Snap out of it.
Yeah.
Save that pillow.
Yeah. And there was a couple of soldiers got choked until their eyes looked like Benny Hill. I got a big slice down my chin for moving too slow when I was going through and getting kicked in the back. I was like, okay, no worries. It's a big boys team, guys. Lachlan O'Connor. I'm currently meant to leave for Kapuka on the 14th of July, but I currently have IT band syndrome. I've never heard of that, which basically means it's really tight and causes knee pain when running. Fingers crossed I fix it. I hope so, my man.
I hope so too. Do you need to ring your lovely little daughter?
I do. We might actually have to get out of here because I've got a diddy mow out of the village straight up tomorrow morning to go up and see my mother.
Yep.
Who's 80 years old now, and God bless her soul, she's a lovely lady.
Yeah, you give her our love.
Yeah, she had a husband who went to Vietnam. She had a son who went on 4 operations. You know, she was always there with open arms to cook and to say I'm here. You know, so she's been through a lot, and she grew up with a really, really son of a bitch father. So she's done a lot for us. And so I'm going to go and tomorrow cook food for her.
That's lovely.
You know, squeeze her guts.
Yeah, that's so nice. What are you cooking?
Well, she loves the special fried rice that I cook.
Ah.
She always normally gets my famous garlic sauce on some prawns.
Which we can't wait to get the recipe of. We've got to get to 10,000 subs.
We do need to get to 10,000 subs. When you're live next, it might be Monday or it could be Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay? Because I'm not going to put, depending on how mum is, I'm not going to put a exit strategy on that one. But I have to be back in time also for my daughter to get her braces, which is so cheap.
They're so cheap, aren't they? I know.
Hey, XT says his family's been in the military for 4 generations since World War One. The wars my family have served in are World War One, World War Two, and Vietnam. That's fantastic, XT. Fantastic. What can you do for a drunken sailor? Keely, lovely Keely, coming to Newey, Kaz, my hometown. It's a lovely place. Merriweather Baths is fantastic. Kaz doing a cooking vid.
I'd love to see Kaz doing cooking segments.
and I will not use measuring cups.
No, good cook never measures.
Look after your mum. No one loves you more. No one's called me a loser more than my mum has.
But that's because she loves you.
Yeah, it's true. I love making mums.
Oh, good grief.
Okay, team. Let's get out of here. But let's just remember that the military is the final frontier. I don't know. There never used to be an expectation that it was the junior leagues 30 years ago. It was a real game. When you went in there, there was no such thing as being gay in the army. Men never worked with women. You know, you had to do 7 chin-ups or get back squatted straight away. The instructors weren't your friend. There was fights every day nearly. You know, it was almost exactly the same as being in jail, and there was no naming names. It is turning into a much better army in many ways.
Yeah, that's true.
But we've got to be careful we don't overreach and get soft.
Exactly, because some of this stuff that's being done, like especially on the PR front, is absolutely superfluous and actually divisive now. So, you know, there's no need for it. It's extra. It's just toppings. You don't need that much gravy.
Yep. And there's one thing that you deserve when you join the military is you do the hard yards. You do the discomfort. Yeah, you have to be physically brave. The expectation is that you are led by moral courage, by real leadership, by people that block the politics from coming in, from those that carry pens that affect those that carry swords after those that carry pens fail.
Yep. That was very profound. Can we do one more question before you go?
Absolutely.
Okay, Ibrahim has asked, is it okay to DM you on Insta if he has any questions? How is the best way for people to get in contact with you, Kaz, if they want to talk to you one-on-one?
Yeah, well, and I've probably made it quite confusing. There's the membership that we do here, okay, which puts you in green, makes you stand out. If there was more of us, we'd probably even have member-only sessions, but there's no point in doing that.
Not
And what there also is the Patreon, which the link is below. And once you get on the Patreon, okay, what that allows is for one-on-one communication via this bat phone. And that was like a one-on-one coaching where we can speak absolutely off the radar in a way that you like to communicate, where you can let me know what your secrets are, what things truly worry you without you feeling like, oh, I hope no one sees or hears what we just said. And that's for the price of a coffee a month. And that money pretty much goes to people we don't know as we set people up, pay for groceries, buy white goods for people who are getting back on their feet. There's just so many things that you just cannot catch on a camera to give back to you that is also spontaneous and helping someone without them thinking, did you just do that just to make a video?
Yeah, Mr. Buckaroony just got here. We're just about to get out of here, Mr. Buckaroony. And before you have the last word, Kaz, I'd just like to say thank you to all the moderators for doing a great job as always. Thank you to all members for being here and showing constant support to the channel. And thank you for all the new regulars, all the old regulars, and hello to all the lurkers out there who just watch and don't jump in chat or say anything. And hello to everyone who's watching it on the rerun. That's
it. Love it. Subscribe right now. Let's get us to 10K. And then let's change directions and go in a way that you guys, as well as myself, go, now that sounds logical. In between that, go and check out Lauren's channel. Okay, check out Mr. Buckaroony's channel, other great Aussie channels.
Yeah, and it's fun on all of our channels, I reckon.
There's some weird conversations that happen.
There's some very strange conversations.
But in the absence of conversation, a weird conversation is better than nothing. If we've got people getting out of bed and the first thing they do from America is tune in to Kaz and Lauren,
yeah, it's great.
We're doing something right for them.
Exactly. I hope you all dream about 300 women bending over and slapping their butts.
That's a lot of cellulite in one area. All right, guys and gals, it's okay to be injured. Okay, let your section commander know. But don't be the chitlin. Don't live your life on your knees. Okay? And when you serve for 6 years, not for 4. Take it easy, guys and gals. It's a pleasure to be the mentor, the caddy, and help you with your ongoing dramas. Okay, as we navigate those together in the absence of belief from those that love you most. So take it easy. Let's talk soon, and I look forward to bringing out some more videos for you. And Carl P, you've got a mystery gift coming to you. Can we get everyone to put a thumbs up in chat for Jody? Okay, to the Greek ruins, Rhinopolis, and to, hey Desert Wolf. Kaz, Hillary Clinton is on her way to your house. She's already waiting, bro. Noki Soms. See you later. Have a good day.
Yeah, good night, everyone.